Unit 1 Planning in Sports Tournament. A tournament is a competition held among various teams in particular activity according to fixed schedule, where a winner is decided. Fixture is a procedure, through which the competition among teams/players is fixed based on lots. Fixtures may be drawn according to different types of tournaments such as knockout tournament and league tournament. Bye is an advantage, given to a team generally by drawing lots, exempting it from playing a match in the first round. Byes are usually given in the first round of the tournament. Knockout tournament. In a knockout tournament, all teams except the winner are eliminated. It means the team, which is defeated once, gets eliminated immediately and will not be given another chance to play. League tournament. According to this tournament, each team plays with every other team once, if it is a single league tournament. If it is a double league tournament, each team plays with every other team twice, irrespective of victory or defeat. Double league tournament. Double league tournament is a tournament, in which, every team plays twice, with every other team. The number of matches in such tournaments is decided by applying the formula N(n)(1). Intramural activities. The activities which are performed within the campus of an institution are called intramural activities. These activities are organized only for the students at a school or institution. No students from other schools or institutions can participate in these activities. Extramural activities. Extramural activities are performed outside the walls of institution or school. It means, the activities which are organized by the institution. A student of 2 or more schools participate in such competition. Seeding may be understood that those teams which are reputed or declared winner or loser of tournament are protected from being eliminated in the preliminary rounds in the tournament. Importance of tournaments. 1. Development of sports skills. 2. Source of recreation. 3. Helpful in selection of players. 4. Development of national and international integration. 5. Propaganda of sports. Combination tournaments. Combination tournaments are conducted when matches are to be played on a group basis or zonal basis. As a matter of fact, tournaments depend on the suitability of the activity. Consolation tournament. The team once defeated is not eliminated, or it can be that it provides a chance to defeated teams to play again and show their skill. The objective of planning is, 1. To keep control over all activities, which suggests that planning and control relate to each other. 2. It also helps in keeping a good control and organizing a tournament. 3. Reduce the chances of mistake. 4. It suggests programmers can be conducted with proper coordination with least mistakes, rather focusing on success. 5. To promote innovative ideas. 6. To provide direction towards the goal. 7. To reduce undue pressure. 8. To provide proper coordination among the committees. 9. The number of matches in league tournament is decided by applying the formula N(n)(1)/2 procedure to draw fixture for knockout tournament. Step 1. Divide the total no teams into 2 halves. If total no teams are more than 16, divided then also in quarter. Step 2. Check if total no of team is in power of 2, i.e., 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, or not. Step 3. If total no of teams is not in power of 2, then byes will be given. Step 4. Calculate the byes and place them according to the formula. Step 5. Arrange the match. It should be remembered that match can be arranged between the teams in the same round. Step 6. It should be remembered that if the total no teams are more than 16, the byes of upper half will be placed separately, my lower half will be separately. Unit 2. Children and women in sports. Motor development. Motor development refers to the development of a child's bone muscles and ability to move around and manipulate his/her environment. Motor development is the progressive change in movement throughout the life cycle. Gross motor skills. Gross motor skills refer to movements involving larger muscles like those in arms, legs, feet, in the entire body. Example, it is used in walking, jumping and so on. Fine motor skills. Fine motor skills refer to movements involving smaller muscles like those in hands, wrist, and fingers, such as those used to hold. Deformity. It is the malformation of any component or body part or joint of the body. Kyphosis. Kyphosis is a forward bending of upper back. Lordosis. Lordosis is an abnormal curvature of spine at front. Scoliosis is a sideway curvature of the spine that occurs mostly during growth spurt and before puberty. Knock knees. In this postural deformity, legs bent inward, and knees strike each other while walking or running. Flat foot. In this deformity, the inner curve of foot has bulge more than normal. In default of feet, person gives complete print of his foot sole over the plane surface. Round shoulders. Round shoulders is a postural deformity in which the shoulder become round and sometimes they seem to be bent forward. Bow legs. In this deformity, knees are widely apart, there remains a wide gap between knees, when a bow-legged person keeps his feet together. Menstrual cycle. Menstrual cycle is cyclic physiological discharge through the vagina of blood and mucosal tissue from the non-pregnant uterus. Menstrual disorders. 1. Oligomenorrhea. In it, there is infrequent scanty menstruation. 2. Amenorrhea. It refers to absence of menstruation in females of 18 years and above. Lil. Dysmenorrhea. It is lower abdominal pains or cramps during the menstrual period accompanied by headache and backache. Menarche. It refers to the first menstrual cycle. In the elite athlete, it is delayed by few months and years due to intense training, dieting, etc. Menopause. In old age, women between 45 to 50 menstrual cycle stops, and this stage called menopause. Anemia. Anemia is a malnutrition disease caused due to deficiency of iron in a human being. A person suffering from anemia has less blood than normal limit. Unit 3. Yoga and lifestyle. Yoga. Yoga means stability of mind in meditation on some situation position. Asana. An asana is a posture which produced no equilibrium, prevents fickleness of mind. Obesity. It is a condition of excess body weight and fat. A person is said to be obese when his body weight is not more above ideal body weight. Causes of obesity: heredity, sedentary lifestyle, endocrine gland functioning, eating habits, eating in excess quantity, eating junk food. Diabetes. It is a disease in which blood glucose and blood sugar levels are too high. Prevention of disabilities: 1. Avoid carbohydrate-rich food. 2. Eat healthy food. 3. Maintaining healthy weight. 4. Regular exercise. 5. Reduce the intake of saturated fat. Asthma. Asthma is a chronic disease involving the airways in the lungs. These airway or bronchial tubes allow air to come in and cut of the lungs. Causes of asthma: 1. Gastroesophageal reflux disease. 2. Respiratory infection. 3. Airborne substances such as pollen, dust miles, mold spore. Blood pressure. Blood pressure is the force of blood pushing against the walls of the arteries. Causes of hypertension: 1. Genetic causes. 2. Various diseases. 3. Poor lifestyle. 4. Lack of exercise and sports activities. Unit 4. Physical education and sports for CWSN, children with special needs. Divyang. Disability. The lack of capacity to do any type of work is called disability. Disorder. Disorder can be defined as a disruption caused to the normal functions of a person. Cognitive disabilities. The term cognitive disability is often used interchangeably with intellectual or developmental disability. Intellectual disabilities. People with an intellectual, learning, or cognitive disability have a reduced capacity to learn tasks or process information. Physical disabilities. A physical disability is one that affects a person's mobility or dexterity. A person with a physical disability may need to use some sort of equipment for assistance with mobility. Special Olympic, Para-Olympic, Deaf Olympic. Unit 5. Sports and nutrition. Nutrition is a branch of science which refers to all the processes by which an individual gets his food. Nutrients are those chemical substances which are supplied by food and are needed as a source of energy for various activities of the body and as a structural material for every cell of the body. Micronutrients. Those nutrients which are required in less quantity or in traces like zinc, sulfur, and copper. Macronutrients. Those nutrients which are needed in the body in large amount like carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen elements. To take these nutrients, we take lots of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Balanced diet. A balanced diet is that which contains the proper amount of each nutrient. Nutritive components of a diet: carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins. Non-nutritive components of a diet: water and roughage. Food intolerance. Food intolerance is body's reaction to the protein molecules in a particular food. Common food intolerance is a reaction to a type of protein in the milk. Food myth. Food myths are things which are repeated sometimes so much that we are inclined to believe they are true, e.g. high-protein diets cause ketosis, which reduces hunger. Healthy weight. Maintaining healthy weight benefits in stay healthy and reduces the risks of heart disease, diabetes and high blood pressure. Minerals contain elements needed by our body in small quantity. They are essential for growth and development of our body. Vitamins. Vitamin chemical name deficiency need. A retinol. Night blindness, xerophthalmia. Skin and eye health. D. Cholecalciferol rickets, osteomalacia. Formation of strong bones/teeth. E. Tocopherol. Poor transmission of nerve impulses, degeneration of muscle, weak muscle/vision. Protects cell membrane and form RBC. Recovery in muscle cramp. K. Phylloquinone. Delay in blood clotting, osteoporosis. Helps in blood clotting. B1. Thiamine. Beriberi, Wernicke and encephalopathy. G and D, changing carbs into energy. B2. Riboflavin. Skin disease, retarded growth, multiple deficiency syndrome. G and D, RBC production, releasing energy from carbs. B3. Niacin. Pellagra, skin rough/dead, alimentary canal, food digestion, nervous system affected. Healthy skin, digestion, nervous system healthy. B5. Pantothenic acid. Paresthesia. B6. Pyridoxine. Pyridoxine, anemia. RBC formation, peripheral neuritis, weakness, glossitis, nerve damage. B7. Biotin. Dermatipes, skin, conjunctivitis, eyes. B9. Folic acid. Pregnant women may lead to birth defects. B12. Cobalamin. Anemia, paralysis, neurological problems. RBC formation, healthy nervous system. C. Ascorbic acid. Scurvy, rashes, weakness, teeth. Gum bleeding, infection, fungal, pain, swelling, ulcer, tooth break, maintenance of ligament and tendon. Supportive tissue. Help strong blood vessels. Unit 6. Test and measurement in sports. Motor fitness is a person's ability to do physical activities. Motor fitness is a term that describes an athlete's ability to perform effectively during sports or other physical activity. An athlete's motor fitness is a combination of 5 different components, each of which is essential for high levels of performance. AAPERD equals American Alliance for Health, Physical Education, Recreation, and Dance. Oldest professional organization in USA, formed in 1965 and revised in 1976. Fitness test, Sai Kilo India Fitness test in school, age group 5 to 8 years/class 1 to 3, BMI, Flamingo balance test. Body composition refers primarily to the distribution of muscle and fat in the body. Body size such as height, lengths, and girths are also grouped under this component. Body mass index, BMI, is calculated from body weight, W, and height, H. BMI equals W/HXH, where W equals body weight in kilograms and H equals height in meters. The higher the score, usually indicating higher levels of body fat. Equipment: flat, clean surface, weighing machine, stadiometer/measuring tape pasted on a wall. Plat tapping test purpose, tests speed and coordination of limb movement. Equipment: table, adjustable height, 2 yellow discs, 20 cm diameter, rectangle, 30x20 cm, stopwatch. Flamingo balance test purpose, ability to balance successfully on a single leg. This single leg balance test assesses the strength of the leg, pelvic, and trunk muscle as well as static balance. Equipment: non-slippery even surface, stopwatch, can be done on just standing on beam. Age group 9-18 YRS/class 4 to 12, BMI. The following items are in test battery: name of the test, aim of test to measure equipment used. 50 m standing start, measure the acceleration, speed of athlete. Cone, stopwatch, flat and clear surface, or field. 600 m run/walk, measure the aerobic fitness of the athlete, flat and clear field or track, marking cones, stopwatch. Sit and reach test, measure the flexibility of the athlete, sit and reach box, mat. Partial curl-up measure the abdominal strength of the athlete stopwatch, non-slipping surface, or mat. Push-up, boys, and modified push-up, girls. Measure the upper body muscle strength stopwatch, non-slipping surface, or mat. Senior Citizen Fitness Test. The Senior Citizens Fitness Test, SFT, was developed by Rickley and Jones in the year 2001 for older people aged between 60 to 94 years. This test is also known as Senior Citizen Fitness Test or Fullerton Functional Test. Even in old age, people need to be fit, follow a proper fitness regime and be able to continue to do their work without pain as long as possible. The test includes the following items: S.No. Name of the test for measuring chair stand, test for measuring lower body strength, arm curl, test for measuring upper body strength, chair sit and reach, test for measuring lower body flexibility, back scratch, test for measuring upper body flexibility, 8-foot up and go, test for measuring agility, 6-minute walk, test for measuring aerobic endurance. Definition of BMR: it is an amount of energy required by an individual in awake state at full mental and physical rest in post-absorptive state. BMR is the minimum amount of energy required by body to maintain life at complete physical and mental rest. The formulas used to calculate BMR are different for men and women, and they've been revised since they were originally created. These are the revised Harris-Benedict BMR equations: black small square male, 88.4 plus 13.4 x weight in kilograms, plus 4.8 x height in centimeters, 5.68 x age. Black small square female, 447.6 plus 9.25 x weight in kilograms, plus 3.10 x height in centimeters, 4.33 x age. Unit 7. Physiology and injuries in sports. Physiology. Physiology is the study of the functions of normal human linked with the study of all living things in biology. Short-term effects of cardiovascular system: 1. Increase in heart rate, 2. Increase in stroke volume, 3. Increase in cardiac output. Stroke volume. Stroke volume is the amount of blood ejected per ventricle. It is measured in ml/beat. Cardiac output. Cardiac output is the amount of blood pumped by minute. It is measured in liters/minute. Agility. It is the ability of the person to change direction while moving at near or full speed. Residual air volume. Residual air is that amount of air which is left in the lungs after exhalation. Vital air capacity is the amount of air which individual can inhale and exhale with maximum effort. Heart rate. The number of cardiac contractions in 1 minute is called heart rate. 72 beats per minute is generally considered as normal heart rate. Aging. It's a process of gradually changing body with passage of time. These changes are noticeable usually after the age of 30. Physiological changes due to aging: 1. Change in muscle size and strength. 2. Change in bone density. 3. Change in unity system. 4. Change in metabolism and body composition. 5. Changes nervous system. Sports injuries. Sports injuries refer to the kinds of injuries that occur during sports or exercises. Causes of sports injuries: lack of physical fitness, lack of attitude, no proper warming up, faulty equipment, poor maintenance of playfield, no utilization of safety guard. First aid. First aid is the immediately help given to an injured person, before the arrival of the doctor. Aims of first aid: to preserve life, to protect the unconscious person, to promote recovery, to prevent injuries becoming worse, to give medical assistance. Soft tissue injuries. The injuries of the skin are called soft tissue injuries. Minor soft tissue injuries: it is localized inflammation which is caused due to some damage to tissue, muscles, or tendons. Abrasion: it is a skin injury, which is caused when skin is scraped or rubbed by friction. Contusion: it is an injury caused by the blow or impact, without breaking or rupture of the skin. Laceration: it is a cut over the skin caused due to severe impact of an object or due to sharp edge. Incision: incision is a deep cut caused by a sharp cutting object such as broken glass. Bruises and bruises: the upper skin remains unaffected, but inner tissues are damaged. Dislocation: it is an injury of joint in which adjoining bones are displaced from their original position. Fracture is the cracking or breakage of bones. Strain: it is the injury of muscles which is caused by the stress over the muscles or due to pull. Sprain: it is injury of ligament at the joint. It occurs at joints like wrist joint, ankle joint, etc. Unit 8. Biomechanics and sports. Biomechanics. Bio means life and mechanics refers to branch of physics dealing with force acting on moving body. Biomechanics is the study of the structure and function of biological systems such as humans, animals, plants, organs, and cells by means of the methods of mechanics. Projectile: any object thrown in the space, and it travels under the influence of gravity, air resistance, and other projectile. The path through which the projectile passes is called parabola. The angle of release is equal to angle of fall. The forces that influence projectile path are speed of release is directly related to distance covered in flight. Vertical velocity will affect the horizontal velocity. Angle of release changes the relationship between the horizontal and vertical components of projectile. Height of release: higher the level of release, greater the distance covered. Spin amount and direction of spin acting on projectile will directly affect the distance. Motion is a function of both direction and speed. Sir Isaac Newton formulated 3 laws of motion in 1686. Newton's first law of motion, law of inertia. According to this law, a body at rest will remain at rest and a body in motion will remain in motion at the same speed and in the same direction unless acted on by an external force. Newton's second law of motion, law of acceleration. According to this law, a change in the acceleration of an object is directly proportional to the force producing it and inversely proportional to its mass. Newton's third law of motion, law of action and reaction. According to this law, for every action, there is always an equal and opposite reaction. Friction always acts in the opposite direction of the applied force. There are 2 types of friction, static friction and dynamic friction. Static friction, the force friction acting between the 2 surfaces before the motion begins, is called static friction. Dynamic friction, the force of friction which comes into play when a body moves over the surface of another body, is called dynamic friction. Friction is the force of friction that appears when one body slides, without wheels, or tries to slide over the surface of some other body. Rolling friction is the force of friction that appears when a wheeled body moves over the surface of another body. In terms of magnitude, rolling friction is always less than sliding friction, due to which wheels and rollers are used in machines. For example, hockey/cricket ball is hit. Equilibrium: dynamic and static and center of gravity and its application in sports. Meaning of equilibrium: it is the state of rest of a body. A body which is in balance or equilibrium is at a state of rest. A body is said to be in equilibrium when the sum of all the forces acting on the body is equal to 0, i.e., component of force. Conditions of equilibrium: the first condition for a body to be in equilibrium is that the sum of all the forces acting on the body is 0. If this condition does not satisfy, then the body must move in the direction of force. Dynamic equilibrium: dynamic equilibrium is maintaining balance when the body is moving. Dynamic balance plays an important role in the performance of freestyle sports such as snowboarding, skateboarding, windsurfing or bicycle acrobatics, yoga, ballet, or gymnastics. Static equilibrium is maintaining balance when the body is stationary. Without doubt, postural stability is basic not only in daily life situations but also in almost all sports. Static balance is essential in shooting and archery. Unit 9: Psychology and Sports. The word personality is derived from the Latin word persona, which means the mask. A mask was worn by various actors in dramas in those days of ancient Greek civilization. So, we say that personality is a mask that is used by an individual to deal with the society or the environment. Personality covers all the physical, mental, social, emotional interest and behavioral qualities of an individual. It is the integration of an individual's most characteristics, structure, mode of behavior, interest, attitudes, capacities, aptitudes, and abilities. Carl G. Jung classified personality based on sociability character into 3 types: introvert, they do not feel comfortable around new people. They are motivated by the internal world of thoughts, feelings, and rigid in ideas and future-oriented. These are the persons who share characteristics such as shyness, social withdrawal, and tendency to talk less. Extrovert, extroverts tend to be friendly, outgoing, talkative, and social in nature. They like to be around people and socially interact with them. They may be called as happy-go-lucky persons as they have no hesitation and show interest in present than future. Introverts are thought-oriented, and extroverts are action-oriented. Ambivert, the persons who possess both the traits of introverts and extroverts are called ambiverts. The Big Five theory of personality: as different people give different response to the same situation, therefore the Big Five factors of personality are the domains/dimensions which define human personality and account for individual differences. The Big Five theory or five-factor model or ocean scale was the culmination of decades of exploration about personality. The 5 traits are described below. 1. Openness. It means more than being frank and expressive, it refers to a high level of receptivity towards new ideas and challenges. Open individuals have an adventurous and curious spirit, immense imagination, and the ability to examine abstract ideas. It includes traits like imaginative, insightful, and variety of interests. 2. Conscientiousness. They feature traits such as thoughtfulness, discipline, focus, etc. Individuals who are strong on this dimension are well organized, systematic, laborious, dedicated to plans and schedules, and reliable and complete in all respects. 3. Extroversion. It is the dominant trait, outgoing, and sociable, assertive, friendly, and enjoy the attention of others. They make lot of friends, derive energy from external sources, and speak freely. These people are called as extroverts and have traits like energetic and talkative also. 4. Agreeableness. Agreeable people are kind, helpful, and warm and trusted by others. They are interested in other people, show a healthy level of empathy, and enjoy being good friends. Such individuals have traits like cooperative, friendly, compatible, gentle, generous, sympathetic, and affectionate. 5. Neuroticism. Neuroticism is also called emotional stability. They are emotionally unstable, irritable, nervous, anxious, and quick to worry even over the smallest matters, and often fall into depression. Such individuals remain moody and tense. Aggression is a feeling of anger that results in hostile and violent behavior. According to Barron and Richardson, 1994, any form of behavior towards the goal of harming or injuring another living being who is motivated to avoid such treatment. Types of aggression. 1. Hostile aggression. In this person intentionally harms the opponent. They are driven by anger and their act is impulsive. 2. Instrumental aggression. It is also known as channeled aggression. It is not accompanied by anger but with the desire to win the competition. 3. Assertion aggression. Behavior that involve the use of legitimate physical or verbal force to achieve one's purpose. The intention of victory is there but not to harm anyone. Unit 10. Training in sports. Talent. Talent can be defined as adequate aptitude or ability in one direction, above the normal average. Thus, someone who has talent can do something without trying. Talent identification and development classified. 1. Talent detection. 2. Talent identification. 3. Talent development. 4. Talent selection. 5. Talent transfer. Types of sport training cycle. 1. Macro cycles. The macro cycle is the longest of the 3 cycles and includes all 4 stages of a periodized training program, example endurance, intensity, competition, and recovery. Because macro cycles incorporate all 52 weeks of your annual plan, they provide you with a bird's-eye view of your training. 2. Mesocycles. The mesocycle represents a specific block of training that is designed to accomplish a particular goal. For instance, during the endurance phase, you might develop a mesocycle designed to enhance your muscular endurance on the bike, the ability to pedal relatively big gears, at a moderate cadence, for an extended period. Mesocycles are typically 3 or 4 weeks in length. 2 very common mesocycles consist of 21 and 28-day training blocks. 3 microcycles. A microcycle is the shortest training cycle, typically lasting a week with the goal of facilitating a focused block of training. An example of this is an endurance block where a cyclist strings 3 or 4 long rides together within 1 week to progressively overload training volume. Strength. According to Matthews, muscular strength is the amount of force that a muscle or a group of muscles can exert against a resistance in one maximum effort. Static strength/isometric strength. It is the ability of muscles to act against or overcome resistance when body is not in a motion. In this strength is not experienced directly. E.g., plank, holding position in yoga asana. Dynamic strength/isotonic strength, it is the ability of muscles to act against or overcome resistance. When body is in a motion, it is related to movements of muscle, contracting or extending, change or motion. E.g., jumping, high knees, maximum strength. Strength endurance explosive strength isometric exercises 1. These exercises help in developing tremendous amount of strength. 2. Introduced by Hedinger and Muller, 1945-3. It is derived from two Latin word, for. ISO equals means same metric equals means muscle length isometric equals same length isotonic exercises 1. These exercises help in toning up and flexibility of the muscles. These exercises are best for strength development and is considered as the most important in the field of sports. These exercises can be done with or without apparatus. 2. Introduced by Delorme, 1945-3. It is derived from two Latin word, for. ISO equals means same tonic equals means muscle tone isotonic equals same muscle tone isokinetic exercises 1. These exercises are performed on specially designed machines. During these exercises contraction of muscle or application of force and speed of doing exercises remain same throughout the range of movement. Isokinetic exercises can develop the strength by fixing the number of repetition and by reducing or increasing the speed. 2. Introduced by Perrine, 1968-3. It is derived from two Latin word, for. ISO equals means same kinetic equals motion, speed isokinetic equals same motion speed. Speed is the capacity of an individual to perform successive movement of the same pattern at a fast rate. Circuit training is the training method in which certain exercises of various kinds are performed with or without apparatus with given dosage. Continuous training method. It is the oldest method. In this method, a player must perform running/activity for long duration of time, without taking rest. So, the intensity of work is low due to long duration. The heart rate during the exercise for a sportsman should be between 140 to 160 beats per minute. Its duration of exercise should be more than 30 minutes. Interval training method. History of interval method. This method was introduced first by Bilal, the greatest coach and athlete of Finland in 1920, and this method was based on the principle of effort/load and recovery. He named it as terrace training, in which he used to run 400 m daily 10 to 20 times, instead of running 10 miles.